So, I was just about to go to bed and then Setro dropped the update log, which is insane. I was about to go to sleep like really early so I could see the log as soon as I wake up, but I was not expecting him to drop it now. Now, to be honest, this video may not be as well edited as my other videos, but I'll be discussing everything new that we got in the new update log. Now, this will be my live reaction reading it and also giving my opinion on it. So, the update log is really, really long, and I'll be giving my honest opinions and my thoughts about the stuff in this update log. So sit back and listen to this long yap session that I'm about to do if you guys want to hear me talking about it and give my own point of view and from stuff that I know. So they finally dropped the update log so I can finally talk about some stuff that I was not able to talk about. But if you guys are new to channel to the video, subscribe and turn on post notifications. Trying to hit 25k subs, let's go. Also join my Discord server in the description of this video. So yeah, let's jump into it. So content. The first thing we're talking about is HellVerse. Now, HellVerse. Hell are areas that can potentially result in data loss or data lock. A live system is in hell. Your soul West represents your lives. Running out of lives means your character is stuck in purgatory. Whatever specific character is locked, you can fight yourself to set it free. The stronger you are, the stronger fighting yourself is. Every time you beat yourself, it will keep multiplying. So if you beat it like once, you have to beat it 2 times the next time you go in. Now, we already heard about this in the last video that I made. I don't think it was my last video, but a few videos ago, where they showed the wiping system. So what would happen is that you have lives in hell. So I'm guessing gonna have like 3 or 4. And once those are out, your next death will mean that it's over for you. And basically that is the end. And you will have to fight yourself to free yourself. Now, like I said in that video, it's going to go on and on until you eventually cannot beat it, and then that slot is forever lost, to be honest, unless you somehow get the dev product where you can reset your lives back to 0. Now, the other thing we have here is the Culling Game / Battle Royale. Now, the Culling Games, I already made a video on this. If you guys want to know information about this game mode, you can just watch this video on screen. Now, balancing and stuff. Now, this is the thing that a lot of people have been really mad about, like for example the Iran cards and stuff. So yeah, let's jump into it. So first off, all races have been tweaked / nerfs, etc. So Quincy's have defense / damage, and their sub modes don't heal anymore, which is insane because Let's Steal will no longer heal, which is going to be interesting for PvP because that was a lot of people's clutch in ranked. For example, like some people could be losing really bad and then they pop Let's and then they could easily win the fight. They also have to pick between having a Cybernetics and Let's, which is insane actually. This is really insane because Cybernetics and Let's was a lot of people's things that they used for them to win a lot of fights in Type Soul. Because Cybernetics, like the bionic arm and stuff, those are really good, but it's just insane actually that they're really restricting them to only using one thing, which means that the meta for this game is going to have a huge shift. So that's crazy. But yeah, Let's no longer heal. Either choose not having Let's or not having a Cybernetic box. And once you get stats, you have a stat boost and your variant, but no heal pack. Still 2 stress moves, which is good. So, Soul Reaper's got Visored heal / health pack reduced from 50 to damn. Okay, lucky. This is interesting because similar to the Let's Steal, this was really big for the Soul Reapers as well because Soul Reapers always were squishing until they pop Visored. So that means that Soul Reapers are down. This is insane. This is insane. Now, Iran guards have higher defense, and out of all the races, their hero is the strongest thing. Aceropats or Askers and passive Bastard variants, however, have 1 partial now. So, what's gonna happen is that Iran guards gonna be the most tanky race. Soul Reapers are gonna be kinda tanky, but they're still gonna get their visor heal, but the heal is not that big anymore. And one more thing you need to know is that Quincy's will have decent defense and decent damage. So Iran guards all around the tanky race, which makes sense because of the hero and stuff. So yeah. Now, NPC lore. So this is the next part of the update log. Bro, this video is gonna be long, so I mean sit back and listen to me reacting to this. So there's new NPCs in nearly every realm now, giving hints about new quests or obtainable things. Sneaky sets, important, please read. If you had something you were not supposed to have, it automatically removes it from you. Okay, hybrid compensation will be given an item upon joining the game if you had a hybrid. Okay, add a soul bundle, and soul bundle mainly for new players is a starter pack. Okay, that's not really important because I don't really think Type Soul needs a starter pack if I'm being honest, but we're gonna talk about that. So HellVerse, the highway to hell. Avoid the cleaner, find the crystal, defeat the guardian. Okay, so how to enter hell is that you're gonna enter hell right? And you're gonna escape the cleaner. If you guys don't know what a cleaner is, because I know there's a lot of people who play Type Soul and haven't seen Bleach. So the cleaner is this thing on screen, all right? This is the thing that Ichigo and them had to run away to enter the Soul Society, and basically you're gonna have to run away from this, all right? So speed builds. I mean, I think you guys are gonna have this, all right? You guys are gonna have this in the bag. You're just gonna run away. Oh, but yeah. Then after you do that, you gotta find the crystal, and once you find that crystal, it will take you to the Guardian, and you have to defeat the Guardian. Now, Ring 1. Nah, I'm reading this in my mind right now. I'm just thinking, holy, I feel so sorry for people who aren't very PvP heavy for Type Soul. So, Ring 1, a hardcore PvP realm consisting of new raids and quests and mobs insanely dangerous but highly rewarding. Loot block also dropped from these. Oh my god, yo, they got raids in there, they got King of Hell, they have King's Gambit, a random person is chosen to be king. Kill this player and win the raid. If the time ends and they aren't killed in time, someone else is chosen. Holy. Fragment. Type Soul CC raid returns. Around cards must defend and make sure the point doesn't go up. Quincy's and Swordbirds can stay on the point to spawn the fragment. Take the fragment to your fraction zone to win. Ring 2. A sea of never-ending screams and death. Ring 3. Whatever this is, it ends now. The maze. So, man, you got a maze. You have to go to the maze, and the maze is very scary and has secrets, and once you beat the maze, you will go to the library, and then after you complete the library, you will reach the purgatory, and that is the end. Now, Fullbring. So, each Fullbring have unique second forms, aka Bankai, Vault, Res, etc. Good luck. Everyone is given a free. Yes, go. Okay, so now in the comments below, right? You guys will see my Discord where I'll be helping everyone out, right? Everyone will be getting help from me in this game, and we will just be helping out each other as a community. Now, one thing you need to know is that I'm really concerned on what you guys would want. Would you guys want a full bring progression, or you guys want a basically the full Bankai, like true Bankais and stuff? Which one do you prefer to get more? Now, here we go in the rankings. So, Titan Alliance is a legendary for the Fullbringers. Dollhouse is the rare. Zangetsu is the legendary. Devil Arms is the common. Book of the End. Now, I'm really excited for Tsukushima, actually. This is really cool. So, we have the Book of the End, which I'm definitely going to get after I get Zangetsu, and then we have Chess. Now, new elements. Now, we have Benihime Rework, Almighty Strift, Nimble Strift, Overkill Strift, and Spirit Segunda. So the only new thing we have here is the Almighty and Nimble and Overkill. So this is interesting. Now, one thing I did remember them saying is that they said that every Segunda in game would, well, not every Segunda, every Res in game would have a Segunda, but I don't see that here, so that's interesting. They added Battle Pass for like culling games and those stuff. That's not really interesting to me. Crafting, you can now craft like items in the game. Soul War, not really interesting. The next thing we have here is Adult Nell is the bank, which is crazy because now it means that Type Soul went through a time skip. I mean, basically went through a time skip. A lot of people had a lot of stuff happen while Type Soul was down. Like some people graduated and stuff, which is crazy. But yeah, character town visuals and Fullbring homeworld. Now these are stuff about AFK world, not really important. Rank / clan war reworks. They added 4v. Oh, that's crazy. Okay, so now the other things we have here is medic rework. A lot of stuff got reworked for the medic. I'm not gonna really go in detail for these ones because these ones are not really important. Soul vows. You guys can read these ones. These ones are not really interesting to me because I never grinded the vows. So yeah. Now here's the other thing we have here. So we have new bosses: Yorichi, Virgil, and Bamboo Hat Min. Now this is very interesting because for you guys don't know, there's a badge in the game where you have to fight Yorichi and you unlock True Shunko. Now Virgil will be locked behind the Devil Trigger transformation, I'm guessing. So yeah. Now the Holy Sword Excalibur, a holy sword only to Quincy's. Can only be wielded by one Quincy out of the entire. Yo, what? Okay, so Excalibur is actually lore accurate Excalibur, where only one person is chosen to wield Excalibur, which is insane. Okay, so first off, so it's only wielded to like one Quincy, and only one Quincy can use it, and the chosen one can be lost if conditions are met to keep the weapon. Quincy only. Requirements / quest to draw the blade. Weapon is not stat lock, however it cannot be used with Hakuda. Now Double Trigger. New obtainable mode that will replace your sub mode, upgrading your Yamato crit while you're in the form. It is So I was basically right about Double Trigger being a upgraded version of your Yamato, and that's interesting. So Agent Vassalord, a new obtainable racial pet for Ron cards only, has its own quest line. Gain unlimited. Say what now? Okay, so first off, they said this is gonna lean. You're gonna get unlimited hero. You know how insane that sounds. Oh, not. Okay, you lose your vast awareness. If guard broken, let out a roar of primal rage that will guard break the. Yo, what? Okay, that sounds crazy. Press H for your clan special ability. I mean, we already knew these stuff. This was leaked basically. So all I'm gonna explain is that Sosei had like Maharaga wheel and stuff, and Shion in them. It's not really important in the moment. I probably just make a video showcasing all the clans, so it'll be more important in that video. So yeah, no, another thing we have here is the Fullbring clans. Now, one thing that I'm seeing here in the Fullbring clans is they have all these people here, and it looks like the best clans for them would be basically either Genjo or Hime or the Mythical. But like Loki, I'm surprised Orihime is a legendary clan, but was not a base. What's it called? Like it was not a Fullbring in the game, which is interesting. Fullbring Keto, Bringer Sense, Reishi Spike, and etc. Now, true modes. Okay, I see something very cool here. I see something very cool. True Shikai, True Shrift, and True Partial. Okay, so, and nice for them to add True Shikais, which is really interesting. So, True Bankai, Sclaverize, and etc. The strongest and the pinnacle of spiritual pressure. When you use your second form, you can optionally press Ctrl J again to pop True. Upon popping True within 3 seconds, someone else, if they pop True, can clash with you. If this occurs, you will place their True forms on cooldown. It is advised you only clash if you know you will win it. Shinigami True Form, True Bankai are mainly focused around barrier/domain types. They spawn domains that buff their moves, or give them completely new moves, or passive depending on what true form it is. Now, basically, I'll be giving you guys every single true mode in the game at the current moment. So, Ash has a true mode, Berserk has a true mode, Blood has a true mode, Confusion has a true mode, Creation has a true mode, Duality, Fire, Flower, Ice, Ink, Judgment, Lightning, Poison, Shadow, Snow, Suzume Bachi, Tater, Weight, Wind, Water, Shinso, Kyokatsuketsu, and Zangetsu. Now, one thing is very interesting here is that it looks like every Shikai has one, which is pretty cool. Our true modes are mainly focused around barrierless environment types. They're not limited to a barrier or a domain, and their modes and moves and passive effects around the area. So what I'm hearing here is that the Shinigamis are basically going to be like Jujutsu Kaisen people, where they have like domain expansions, and then basically the Ron cards are just going to be like brawlers. They just do not care about barriers or anything. They just want to run hands, right? And basically everything that has a true Sugunda at the moment is Vampire, Origante, Stark, Storm, Volcanica, Acid, Bone, Shark, Phoenix, and Slash. Now, Quincy's are mainly focused around Advantage, Gimmick, Barrierless, Domain types. So they're basically everything in one. So these modes are very dangerous, as some modes can completely change the tide of a fight altogether, jack of all trades. Some require certain preparations or critical thinking. Okay, so everything that has a true. Okay, so I'm seeing that Iran cards got less of everything. Even though Iran cards have a lot of stuff, they barely got anything. So they don't even have like true light or anything, which is crazy. But all the Quincy's true modes are basically here. They have Explode, Balance, Fair, Heat, Power, Royal, Thunderbolt, Zombie, Superstar, Miracle, Gluttony, Wind, Compulsory, Iron, Visionary, Death Dealing, and X-Axis. Now, a lot of people, I know for sure a lot of people in the comments will be very mad, especially the Iran cards, because the Iran cards got the less true modes, and it's very locked to like certain types of true modes. Because I know some people who main like some crazy like true modes out there, well, not true modes, like crazy resurrections, like it's just insane that they're locking these stuff behind this. Now, balancing, the run cards are set to 1 partial. Let's see if there's anything else interesting here. Now, partial essence now resets the cooldown for partial if you land Sir Oscars. Okay, all reactor region accessories have been removed. Okay, that's interesting. Quincy Cybernetic now prevents you from using Let's no longer gives you a health pack. Medallion remove will return in the future, so no more stealing Bankais. If you have true Bankai, you can no longer get your Bankai stolen by Quincy's are not gonna like that one. Let's see here. Arankar passive ray regen reduced from 10% to 2%. Quincy passive ray regen from 10 to 3. So everyone got their ray regen. So you're basically gonna have to like use your skill now. You can't Because at first in Type Soul, people were just spamming with your skills, so it makes sense. Okay, so if you have Ear Hakura, blah blah blah, there's just nerfs to like Shigas and stuff. There's nothing really interesting here. The update log looks very stacked. I know they said something about how like Hell is optional, but like Loki looks like most of the content is in Hell, so it's not really that optional. If you really want to enjoy the update, you might have to go to Hell. So yeah, they added passives and stuff, and I've not seen anything else interesting here in the update log. Yeah, so that was the entire update log for Type Solo. Now, to be honest, this was an interesting update log. There's a lot of stuff that got added. Now, some people may say it's not as much, and to be honest, it might as not be as much that I thought it would be added because they were like Loki hyping it up. But Loki, there's a lot of stuff in this game now, and a lot of changes that I was not expecting. For example, the new bosses and stuff, and then you have like the very locked behind thing Excalibur 1 Quincy. It's really interesting. But tell me guys thoughts about it, update log in the comment section below. I will be grinding the hell out of this update whenever it drops, but I hope you guys enjoy. Can you sign off? Love y'all. And also join my Discord server if you need help in Type Soul, and if you want to help in Type Soul with other people, and you know, go to hell together. But hope you guys enjoy, and peace.